everyone, and welcome to this virtual yoga session. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position, so a cross-legged position, and you can place a cushion underneath your sit bones if that makes it more comfortable, or if cross-legged doesn't work for you, you could also be sitting in a comfortable kneeling position. So grab a cushion if you need to and just take a few moments to get comfortable. We'll place our hands on our knees, palms down. We'll inhale and squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears, and then let everything out on a sigh. One more time. Inhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One last time. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears, and then and then gently bring your eyes to a gentle close. And if closing your eyes doesn't feel comfortable, you can gaze at the front of the mat or the floor in front of you. And just take a few moments to arrive on the mat. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck, and your head, your neck, and your spine should be nice and aligned. And imagine that you have a string attached to the crown of your head, and someone is lightly pulling you from that string, bringing space and lightness to your spine. And then start noticing the breath, the quality of your breath. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Without trying to change or control it, just noticing. And then we'll bring one hand to the heart and the other one to the belly. And again, just notice how the breath moves your body, expanding the rib cage on an inhale and contracting on an exhale. Bring your attention to the sides of the body. Again, expanding on an inhale and contracting on an exhale. And then we'll bring the hands back down to the knees, keeping our eyes still closed. And let's do a little check-in. How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling emotionally? And how are you feeling physically? We're often very busy, rushing around, having a hectic lifestyle, and we don't often get the opportunity to stop and check in. So yoga is a great chance to do that. And then when you're ready to, very mindfully, we'll just very gently flutter the eyes open, keeping a soft gaze. And we'll start with some gentle movements of the arms, allowing the movement to coordinate with the breath. So we'll inhale the arms up in front of us, palms facing down. Exhale, palms face each other. Inhale, the arms open wide. Exhale, palms come back to face each other. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the arms down. One more time like this. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms face each other. Inhale, arms open wide. Exhale, palms face each other. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the palms down, back onto the knees. And just for a moment, close your eyes and notice if you feel any shift in the body, whether you feel the energy that has started to move through your arms and the upper body. Just noticing any shifts. And then gently we'll flutter the eyes open again, and we'll start warming up our neck. We're often hunched up on our screens all day, and a lot of tension can accumulate in the neck. So we'll start inhaling, looking up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. One last time. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. And we'll keep our chin close to our chest, and we'll start now moving the neck from side to side. Imagine you're trying to draw a necklace with your chin. Moving very gently and mindfully, loosening up the neck. Couple more like this. And then we'll come back to center. And this time we'll imagine we're drawing a rainbow with our head. So moving our head very gently from side to side. And this will really stretch the sides of our neck. Couple more like this, moving slowly and mindfully. And come back to center. Now we'll work on our wrists, again, an area that can get quite tired with all the typing all day. So we'll start rotating the wrists with the hands moving away from each other, like so. You can hear some cracks perhaps. That's completely normal. And then we'll move in the opposite direction. Couple more like this. And then we'll interlace the hands and we'll create an L shape, and with the hand underneath we'll be applying gentle pressure so that we gently stretch the upper wrist. And then we'll do so on the other side as well. Very gently. Lovely. And then we'll just give our wrists a bit of a shake. Beautiful. Next we'll work a bit on our shoulders. Again, an area that can get quite tense as we're working at our desks all day. So we'll start by moving the right shoulder. So we'll place the left hand on the mat, and we'll start drawing big circles with our right shoulder. really exploring the range of motion. Just feel the shoulder blade really moving. One more circle like this, and then we'll bring the arm up overhead. We'll really press that left hand into the mat, and we'll lean over towards the side, really reaching up with those fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. And this will allow a lovely stretch in the side body. Make sure that your right sit bone is pressing down into the floor. Few more breaths here. And then we'll take it over to the other side. So this time your right hand will be pressing into the mat, and we'll be drawing large circles with our left. Really feel the arm gliding in the shoulder socket. Wide circles, really loosening up our shoulder. One more like this, and then we'll inhale, bring the arm up, and on an exhale, we'll bend over towards the right. Reaching, reaching, reaching with those fingertips, and enjoying the lovely stretch in the left side body. And we'll come back up. You can change the cross of the legs if you feel any discomfort, or if you need a bit of loosening up as well, you can just do a few windscreen wipers with your legs from side to side, just dropping them. And then we'll come back to our comfortable seated position. We'll inhale the arms, and we'll place our fingers lightly on our shoulders, and we'll take a few rotations. First, with the elbows coming forward, really try and get those elbows to touch each other. One more like this, and then we'll reverse the movement. So and when you're moving the elbows backwards, really try and squeeze the shoulder blades against each other. Imagine you're trying to pinch a pencil between them. A few more like this. And then we'll gently release. We'll bring our legs out in front of us, give them a bit of a shake, and then we'll come into an all fours position. So we'll spread our fingers nice and wide on the mat, index fingers facing forward. Our shoulders will be tracking on top of our wrists, and our hips will be tracking directly on top of our knees. Our gaze will be in between our fingers, index fingers, and we really want a nice long neck and spine, keeping everything in line. And then we'll take a few cat-cow movements. drop the belly, arch the spine, and bring the gaze on the floor right in front of us. Exhale, we'll reverse that movement. So dropping the head and the neck and really doming the back. Navel comes up towards the spine. Exhale, we'll reverse the movement, arching the spine. Exhale, doming the back. And take a few more like this in your own time, arching and then doming. And allow the breath to lead the movement. So on an inhale, we're arching the spine. On an exhale, we're doming the back. And you can close your eyes if that feels good. Lovely. And then we'll come to a neutral spine. We'll bring the knees wide and we'll lower the sit bones down towards our heels. We'll stretch the arms out in front of us and we'll bring the forehead down towards the mat. So resting here in our child's pose. This is a resting pose, a pose we can come to when we want to reconnect with our breath. So breathe here, and on each exhale, just feel like you're melting further into the mat. And then when you're ready to, we'll start walking the hands back towards the knees. We'll straighten the knees and we'll come back into that neutral tabletop position we were in before. And we'll take a few balances now. Balances are great for your focus, concentration, and for grounding you. So we'll inhale and stretch the right leg behind us. So the foot can either be on the mat, like so, or if you want an extra challenge, you can bring the foot up into the air with your foot nice and flexed and the toes pointing down towards the ground. Breathing here, gaze down in between your index fingers so that your neck and your spine are in line. Really engage your abs and then gently bring your leg back down. And we'll do the same on the other side with our left. So again, we'll stretch the leg out either on the floor, or if we want that extra challenge, it will be up into the air. Nice and flexed foot. Imagine that you're pressing that foot into a back wall, and that will help with your balance. And then bring the knee back down. We'll just sit back for a moment and just give our wrists a bit of a shake. Give them a bit of a break. And then we'll come back into our all fours and just build on what we've just been working on. So again, we'll inhale and bring the right leg out behind us, either on the floor or up in the air, if we want that extra challenge. And if we feel quite balanced here and want to challenge ourselves a little bit more, we'll add the opposite arm, so the left arm out in front of us. Breathing here. Pressing that back foot into the imaginary wall and really engaging our core. And then we'll bring the hand back down and the knee back down. And we'll take it over to the other side. So left leg either touching the ground or out behind us. And then if we want that extra challenge, we'll add the opposite arm. Finding your balance here. And then we'll bring the hand down, the knee down, and we'll sit back. Give our wrists a bit of a shake, and then we'll move our legs out in front of us and gently, with control, we'll lower ourselves down onto the mat. So we'll take our knees into the chest, like so, and then we'll place our right hand on our right knee, left hand on our left knee, and we'll send the knees towards the front of the room and then start drawing circles with them. So we push them in front of us and then open wide and then bring them back together. So by doing so, we're oiling our hips. Our hips can get very tight when we're sitting down in chairs all day. So this is a great way to loosen up those joints. And then we'll take the knees into the opposite direction. So circles in the opposite direction. And move slowly. Imagine that you're stirring something thick, like a bowl of porridge or a pot of honey. Really move slowly. One more like this. Lovely. And then we'll place both feet down onto the mat. Then we'll take our right leg, place our hands behind the right thigh, and we'll start drawing circles with our foot. You might hear lots of cracks. That's completely normal. We're just really oiling our ankle joint, and then we'll draw circles in the opposite direction. And then we'll flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. And then we'll bring our leg back down into the chest, and we'll move over to the other side with our left leg. I mean, you can extend it up to the ceiling if that feels comfortable, but you could also keep the leg bent if extending it like this is too much of a strain. And again, we'll start drawing circles with our foot, loosening up the ankle in one direction and then in the opposite direction. And then we'll flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. And then we'll bring the knee back down into the chest and have both knees on the mat, feet on the mat. And then we'll widen our feet so that they're a bit wider than hip distance apart. We'll inhale and open our arms into a T shape. And on an exhale, we'll drop both knees over towards the right. Our gaze can be either up towards the ceiling, or we can gaze in the opposite direction, so towards the left. Whatever feels more comfortable on your neck. We'll just take a few breaths here in our supine twist. And twists are a great way to detoxify the body. And supine twists are also very relaxing. So breathing deeply. And on each exhale, melting further into the mat. And then very gently we'll bring the knees back up towards the center. And then we'll exhale and drop both knees towards the left. Our gaze can be up towards the ceiling or over towards the right, so the opposite direction. Whatever's more comfortable on your neck. Breathing deeply here. And just melt into the mat. And then when you're ready to, if your gaze is over towards the right, we'll bring it back to center. We'll bring our knees back to center and we'll give ourselves a nice hug, thanking ourselves for dedicating this time to ourselves and to our practice. And then when you're ready to, you can bring your hands at the back of the thighs and gently roll a few times. This will help wake our spine up until you find yourself in a comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. We'll inhale, the arms up, bring the hands into a prayer, and exhaling we'll bring the prayer towards our forehead for kind thoughts, to our mouth for kind words, and to the heart center for kind actions. And we'll bow together to close the practice. Thank you.